Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Unorthodox Otaku Guy. My name's Vince, and I'm absolutely passionate about everything otaku. So, where does that cover everything? So, first and foremost, I must address this. This is very, very important, as especially with everything involving this hobby and what I do, is all the new recent stuff with COPPA being a little more stressful upon anyone who's into hobby-related stuff, because it's under their wording that they try to insinuate that it's for children or targeting children. This is very important, especially since it is documented. Most stuff that people collect and use and mess with, and especially figure photographers, tend to be not for kids, not for children. So, children are dictated under usually the ages of 13 and under, basically under teen. So, as you'll see even on most packages, for Figmas and whatnot, usually are the ages of 15 and up. They're not oriented at all for children, especially because most animes and most figures and whatnot, they tend to be for teens specifically. You'll see that 10 on most manga or even anime and whatnot. If they have like a rating, they tend to be teen and up. So this stuff is not really for kids, especially has like, things that are not appropriate whatsoever. Even one of the most popular loved characters that I personally love, Rem, is not innocent as you possibly may think about her, knowing that she has done some pretty bloody, gory stuff as she is a demon. So being that, even Nendroids, you guys Nendroid collectors out there, also will notice that there tends to be even a spot on the back, and you'll notice it is 15 and up. So hopefully that addresses that also this entire audience is not targeted whatsoever or meant for kids. So if your child is watching this channel, it is up to you to discuss or anything of the sort if they are into this type of thing. But this is tends to be from the demographic, what I've seen from my analytics, especially from my Instagram that has broken it down very nicely for me. It tends to be between 25 and 35 years old, maybe even up to 45 years old. But it usually tends to be like, in like the 30s, a lot of people. So hopefully that helps break that down and shows that even with proof of how the ages are for these type of products, what they're recommended for, and also they're not meant for what at all due to ratings. But also myself, my target audience is of the older audience, tends to be in my age group. So hopefully that puts a little pin in that, and hopefully addresses that, and you understand what the general gist of this channel is about. So now that we covered that out of the way, I hope you guys are ready for everything involving. As you saw right there, this channel is definitely revolved heavily around Figmas and Nendroids, unboxing reviews, my opinions on them, of course. I'm very, very critical as much as possible on an unbiased and fair opinion on these, especially because they're also paid for with my money. I try to cover as much fun and entertaining ones as possible. As you see here, I have the exclusive Konosuba Megumin. I'll be doing an unboxing of her, and also at old, if you like any of the old stuff, I will have Naga here from Slayers. Very old, fun anime I used to enjoy very, very much. It's actually kind of cool that she got an Android, so we will be covering that. Not just action figures there, we also, for the BJD community, I've gotten into Dolphy Dream. Very, very fun. I do also have some Azones as well. I like to cover the Pure Nemos. They're very affordable, very fun to mess with. Being 1/6 scale, 1/3 scale, I think honestly is probably one of the coolest. Great, really good for photography and customization. There tends to be a really large market for it. So I myself was very, very fortunate and lucky to get Rem. So you'll see a lot of her. I don't have many more other ones of them because they are very expensive. Maybe one day, but until then, we'll do more. So it's not just that. We'll also do, of course, prize figures and scale figures. So just as an example, I like to do scale figures. Scale figures tend to be a little more expensive. They're made with a lot of quality put into them, and from not only the sizing, but also the sculpting and the painting. So that's where I like to dictate, see how they are, and then also how wonderful they are for figure photography. These tend to be the highest liked stuff when it comes to figure photography. I have also been pushing more and more into using prize figures for figure photography, as prize figures have been getting better, especially for the money. And a lot of people have recently seen like comparisons of what triggers like very, very nicely. I've gotten very, very similar results with some prize figures to scale figures in terms of what they are subject-wise and creation. So it's very, very entertaining to see how prize figures are also coming these days too. Lastly, and also not but least, besides you'll see some gaming stuff from, there may be occasional Let's Plays, discussions about retro gaming, current gaming, anything of the sort. Gaming will be involved with the channel. We'll have some DIY. DIY is always great. So you'll see stuff like this. You might see these at the stores or at AliExpress or whatnot. These are build kits. Very popular in the Nendroid community as they are very, very good with scaling. I'm going to try to see if I can make this work with Figmas as well. Not sure how the sizing is going to work, but that's where all this DIY stuff comes in handy. There will be creations from, this is very, very good for a lot of stuff from Zonies, like Pure Nemos, or even BJD, like the Dolphy Dreams and Smart Dolls. I do necklace creations and whatnot. Those be very, very entertaining to cover. See if I can help people make some for themselves. Not only that, I will be doing probably one of the biggest, most important things on my channel. I'll be doing my figure photography section, which will be revolving around gear, how-tos, tips and tricks, and also lenses choice, uses of them, how good are some for what projects, or like what figure photography, cost budget, as you'll see, like not everybody will want to drop the cash on picking up a really expensive lens like such. This is a 7200. The 7200 lens is a beautiful lens and can be used for figure photography, but is it worth it for the money? That type of content is very important. But not only, also there's really fun little adapters that could be covered as well, which could help make you have an easier time for doing figure photography. Not only that, that has covered a good amount of stuff, but also one of my favorite little things is like accessory packs. So this right here, for example, is the PlayStation 4 miniatures. These are like the 1/12. These are little gacha. Like the gachapon stuff you get, it's like capsule toys over in Japan. I'm gonna try to get more of these. These are kind of hard to come across, but they're really wonderful to use. They're actually really well made for how cheap they are. The unfortunate nature of these is they tend to be scalped quite hard, so the price on them can sometimes kind of suck if you're late to the game. Sometimes you can catch in with pre-orders and get them soon enough. Also with unboxings, I try to get exclusive stuff if I can to show you how good it is, if it's worth it and whatnot. Always tries to help out. I know a lot of people have always been curious about that type of stuff. Covering equipment for editing. I've got stuff like this and the loop deck and whatnot to show what I do with my creative process, how I do all my creativity. That type of stuff is will be covered, if not already is covered. And then as well as taking your creations that you have created, whether it be on phone or whether it be on a computer, or whether a high-end camera or anything, and doing prints. This right here I even took is one of my highest liked prints. I don't know if it is anymore. It was one of my original highest liked prints or creations, and I made a print of it, and it ended up turning out absolutely beautiful, better than on the phone or on the computer. It's actually nicer here than ever, with absolutely vivid details, and that's where having a really high-end camera and high-end editing and whatnot can like really show details, and you'll see, like, you know, without any blurs or anything, it's a wonderful, good-looking photo. So that is something interesting that we can possibly get into and cover on how you can really enjoy your creations. One nice thing you could do is, if you don't have a giant, printer, you can do a photo book of, these are like little 4x6s, and you can really take your creations and make them really, really beautiful and vivid, very affordably too. And these are like, I picked out probably some of the highest liked ones, not only by me but also by many others, just to see how they would look. And yeah, printing your photos is something that is also highly recommended by a lot of photo professionals too, and it really makes a big difference in enjoying your own art. So I have even framed a couple of my favorite ones, and it's really changed how I've even thought about my own art, because it's also good to look back at your stuff and it sees how you're going to move forward, because you're going to think about getting better, or, oh, I previously did this. Always reflect on your old art. I think it's like every 3 months or so, and see if you're progressing, because it helped you move. and I've improved mine as well. So I do want to cover that type of stuff in this channel. So that's what this gist of this channel is all about. I hope this introduction is not taking too long, but also even with lighting right here, lighting is going to be something I'm trying to cover as much as possible, because lighting will change how your everything feels. Everything, absolutely. Because it's not only the effect and emotion, but it's also the clarity and sharpness of your photos, how good it's going to look. So that top is really, really important. So I'm going to try to do as much as possible. I think that covers about everything here. This is my little studio over here. Might do another little like tour of it sometime, stuff like that. And I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of behind the scenes and also the creative process of the Unorthodox Otaku guy. So, hope you guys like, comment, subscribe to all my stuff. Please get down below. Hit the bell too. The bell actually really helps. But of course, if you love and enjoy my content. I never would want to force anything upon anyone. So, hey, I really hope you do. That would really be appreciated, because that's going to keep bringing you guys fresh new content. So, welcome to the Unorthodox.